Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast. We are officially 23 days away from NFL's official kickoff, so
Yay.
Can't wait for that. We finally had some Chiefs football this past weekend, actually just a lot of NFL football with the preseason beginning. So that was super exciting. I think all of us have just been like desperate to watch anything Chiefs because it's been it's been an amazing offseason, but a long offseason. So I'm just ready to get back into some Chiefs football and talk it out with you ladies. So I'm your host, Lexi.
I'm Chrissy.
I'm Jodi. Hey, y'all. I was trying to share the podcast, and when I pulled it up on my social medias, it was like not there. And I was like, oh my God, did I delete something when I was going back?
Is it there?
Yeah, it was there. Eventually.
Okay, good.
It was there.
You figured it out.
Anyway, let's get into it. NFL, there was a lot that happened in the last few days. Of course, we had preseason football over the weekend, which was amazing. But a lot of people got paid in the last few days. So let's kind of get into some of these contracts that have to do with literally everybody but Chris Jones. So let's start with Zeke. It looks like Zeke finally got his bag, and he went back to his old college number. So Zeke Elliott but I guess to the Patriots, wearing number 15, 1-year contract, $3 million up to $6 million in incentives. What's your thoughts about that?
Julia's in the comments. Julia's saying Jodi's out. I was thinking she was talking about you for a second. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, we're going to get into.
Wait, that confused me for a second. Sorry.
No, I'm Jodi with an I.
Jodi with an I. Sorry. I know that. I know better.
Jodi with an I.
Lexi with an I. Jodi with an I.
On the brain. We can't.
Chrissy with a Y.
Right. So we talked about Zeke signing with the Patriots. I know that there's been a lot of back and forth about running backs not getting paid, and two of them back to back paid.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about running backs. We signed ours in the 7th round and undrafted. And
well, I think that's a fine.
I'm like, all right, Dalvin Cook.
Well, wait, I think that's a fine move for the Patriots. I think I like Ramondre Stevenson for them. I think he's been good. But I think like a little 1-2 punch with Ezekiel Elliott won't be a bad thing for them. I think the Patriots, they are in a really tough division right now, and they need as many weapons as they can get because my God, they do not have many. No. So yeah, I mean, good signing for them.
Loading up. I mean, they're trying to be a contender. They're still going to end at the bottom of their division.
But yeah,
they're darned it, that's for sure. So
listen, Bill Belichick is going to want to be competitive. Like, he doesn't want to lose. But they know. I mean, Patriots know they're going to be at the bottom of the division. So good job trying. But
Dalvin Cook, he also signed a 1-year deal. I think this one is interesting because he went to the Jets. They paid him $8.6 million for 1 year. The Jets have been loading up every single week. It feels like every week they're adding on a new piece to
right.
Offense
or Super Bowl or bust.
Or their special teams. They are definitely going after Super Bowl or bust. Yesterday I said it's giving 2022 Broncos, but we'll see. You never know. I think they're going to be a bust. And then last week, Martin finally got paid. They restructured his contract to where now he'll be getting a total of $18 million between the 2 years, which is about an additional $8 million total when you look at his 2 years. I think 1 year was $12 million and 1 year was like $14 million, and they're putting both years up to $18 million, which they deserve. He's one of the best in the game. So way to be smart and not be stupid and pay your best guy. That's all I have to say to
I feel like there's a hint in there somewhere.
Can't relate. Can't relate.
Yeah, we don't know what that feels like.
That is one of their best guys. So, I mean, I know that they probably were trying to just restructure some people and figure out a way to make some money to come up because he's a really key piece that they can't lose on that offense. So,
yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's great for the Cowboys. I'm so glad they finally paid their player that's worth paying. And hopefully I can relate to that news soon. But until then, it's been fun. But yeah, it's good for him. I mean, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, so good for him. He deserves it.
So
And
let's get into
I do like well I didn't really get to say, but I do like Dalvin Cook to the Jets too. I think that's a huge
y'all were
move
looking
for
at
them.
me like y'all didn't care, like we didn't write this outline.
I was not. I did no such thing.
Here's the thing. Our running backs are undrafted, free agent. You're an undrafted rookie and a 7th round, 2nd year guy. I don't care. We find our talent. We find diamonds in the rough,
We do. We sure do.
Guy we drafted in the 1st round, but we all know how people feel about that guy. So
just not every receiver.
Just saying.
I have thoughts on that for later.
So let's go ahead and get into this Chiefs Saints recap. We had our first preseason game of the year. Football is back, kind of. Like football is back, but it ain't really back till week 1 of the regular
football.
Preseason is cute. It doesn't really amuse me as much as like I wanted to. Like I'm very happy that football is back, but until these wins and losses start really counting, I don't really care. But there were a lot of positives and negatives to take away from week 1. So let's get into it. What are y'all thoughts?
Well, I think that we can all agree that our first team on offense and defense came out and just, went through the motions. I don't think I will say the thing that frustrated me the most about our first team offense is that really only one guy got snaps. All right. We can talk about it. Clyde he got like 4 snaps, and then we did that's trying to be nice about this.
Oh.
We did that ridiculous tight end sneak for 1 yard that we need to retire and find something else. Like the fact that we can be like, tell Mahomes it's 4th and 15 instead of a 4th and 1, and we can't do it. But if it were 4th and 15, it's like, oh yeah.
Oh,
sure.
He's got that.
Yeah, like no big deal. We need to find some way to be a short yardage team too. And I think, maybe if Pacheco or McKinnon were be able to get those snaps or something, they might be able to do something with it. Or Prince, whatever. I don't know. I feel like Clyde getting all the offensive snaps when we could have seen maybe Mahomes connecting with the newer receivers like Rashee Rice or Justin Ross or Richie James or something like that. Sky Moore, was supposed to be a big 2nd-year guy. Maybe seeing them get some snaps with Mahomes would have been nice versus just handing it off to Clyde or throwing a screen pass to Clyde or something the whole time. But
yeah,
I did like the 2nd and 3rd team receivers. I thought they did great. And I still love Nico Remigio, as we've learned it's Remigio.
We've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. It's
whole time. We're so sorry, Nico. But I still love him. You guys heard us on him last week. We are big fans, and he proved why we should be. This last game.
I completely agree with you.
He had to have his shoulder pop back in.
I know. Well, we'll get into that later, but I completely agree. I think it's frustrating, but I think there's like a motive to why they showed Clyde like that. I think
for sure.
Probably going to like try to trade him, but with Clyde, okay. I rewatched the game today because just to dive into it, but watching Clyde is so frustrating because there was no rhyme or rhythm to what he was doing. Like he looked lost on the field.
Yeah.
Like he looked completely lost. And I know he's been out. I know he's had injuries. I understand that running backs have injuries, but like there was just like nothing to even be like, oh, he looked good on that. I mean,
like we couldn't even showcase him.
No.
We didn't do him any favor.
Exactly.
Like we literally probably made our case worse if we were trying to do that. We probably made our case worse. People are like, why would we want to do that?
Oh my God. I'm like, well, if we're even going to try to attempt to trade him like at the deadline in a few months, what case did he make for himself today?
0.
None whatsoever.
None.
So Clyde, I'm sorry, but it's just, I think it's over, right? Like it's just
put him on the practice squad and let Prince do the returns and be the 3rd running back because he'll already be active, and then have Pacheco and McKinnon and the other 2.
I will say Prince, I think, needs to also improve on his vision, but I think he can. Like, it's literally preseason game 1. And so, Pacheco had these struggles early on last season, and then look what he did later on in the season. So I have no worries there. With Prince, I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to figure it out. He did have like one good little chip block in there. That was nice to see. But yeah, Clyde, that just was not fun. Like, we all want to see Mahomes do something fun, like just connect with Kelsey on one, or MVS or something on like one little throw, but we just had to watch Clyde for, yeah, that was not fun. And I also
It put me
agree
in a
that
bad mood.
it did. And the 3rd and 1 thing with Bell is so overused. Like, Colin Saunders knew what we were going to do the second we did it.
He did.
On the
And
Saints
I even
defense
sat
now.
there.
So,
I even sat there and I was like, they're going to do the tight end sneak, aren't they?
roll
And
my
I was just
eyes.
like, don't do it. Don't do the tight end sneak. Like, don't do it. And then I saw freaking Blake Bell go into motion. I said, oh, here it goes. And then I'm like, we're not going to get it. And lo and behold, probably just like all
Did
the
not
rest
get
of the
it.
team, we knew it wasn't going to work.
Nope.
Fine.
It was just like a frustrating first drive.
Maybe Andy did that on purpose. You know, we say that he has, I mean, Jodi doesn't.
He loves to
But
do
he
that.
has this like hidden playbook. Like maybe he's solved this problem, but he wants NFL to think he hasn't solved this problem, right?
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Jody's like, shut up.
I have nothing to say about CEH. I'm gonna just let y'all have it.
You don't want to talk about your favorite CEH?
I have literally nothing to say about CEH. What I've said about him after this preseason game is what I said literally all last season, and it's not changed. So
not at all. He seems
Um,
like a nice guy, but I'm done. Like he can go.
I mean, and that's the thing. He's not going to get traded. Nobody wants him. If Zeke literally got a 1-year deal for $3 million, CEH is not going anywhere. He's going to be stuck on this team. And the amount of we can't even give him away. So at this point, it's like, forget it. You're here for 1 more year. It's totally fine. We already don't have money. I think we only have $400,000 of cap space. What would we look like taking almost a $2.5-3 million cap hit for CEH? No, just sit there, be there when
let him be the 4th back. And if someone gets injured, he's fine for a 3rd back. Sure.
Because this is the season, I believe, that we will be using our running backs a lot.
Yeah.
I'll get into
going to utilize them more.
But I think that they're going to get utilized a whole lot this season. We talked about it briefly. Lots of injuries came out of camp today. A lot, actually. And I know that's
a weird day.
I know that a lot of it was tweaks and things like that. But it's just kind of strange that it's so many tweaks towards the end of training camp. The last day of camp is Thursday.
And after the first game.
Right. So it's kind of weird that a lot of these things are coming out now. I definitely think they're rested because a lot of them didn't play a lot on Sunday. So I'm not really sure what that's about. But we had a whole bunch of issues today with our wide receivers and our tight ends. And, I mean, we found out that Jodi is probably out for the season. That's really unfortunate. However, that is a good sign for Bushman.
I like Matt Bushman. I like him a lot.
A lot of people do. He probably will make this roster now, which sucks because I think Jodi is a great asset to this team when he is healthy. You just can't stay healthy. And then we just have a ton of receivers who have little nits and kinks and bruises and all kind of things happening to them, which makes me terrified. But, I mean, we do have Sky Moore, MVS, Richie James.
If you look at the guys who got hurt today, a lot of them did play more snaps this past game. Like Nico played quite a bit, and his was a shoulder dislocation. It sounds like they popped it back in, and we don't know much more other than that.
We went back in, I believe.
Justin Ross. It sounds like his was a pretty minor thing. He apparently jogged to the cart and then they put him in and they took him. So like, he seems like he's okay. Seems like it was probably precautionary because of his history. And then Nick Jones, like he fractured fingers during the game, but I look back and was it Watson? Jalen Watson, who played with the fractured hand last season, and he even caught an interception with that hand. He did. I feel like Nick Jones, if we need him to play, he can play.
For sure.
Yeah, so I'm not concerned about that or anything.
Yeah, and I think right now you just don't risk any further injury too.
Yeah,
like just be gentle with
precautionary.
It all.
Yeah,
it's not worth it at the moment.
I mean, be precautionary, but I have kind of been beating this horse of why can't we just have healthy guys in our receiving room? I was telling Lexi earlier, I feel like, and it's just me being a realistic Chiefs fan. I know a lot of people don't like my takes, also don't care. but I feel like our receiving room was a lot better last year than it is this year. I'm cool with them. I'm not high on them. I'm cool.
I actually disagree. I think our wide receiver room's better.
Nah, they can't stay healthy. They can't stay healthy.
They couldn't stay healthy last season either.
Who?
Juju.
Juju went
He
out.
got
for a
hurt. He
while.
was out
He
forever.
was more impactful than guys who can't even get out on the field week 1.
But he missed the
KT's not
almost
even
the
gonna play
second half
week
of the
1. Let's be honest
season.
here. KT will not play week 1 in a Chiefs uniform. Let's be honest.
That's
That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't need him to.
Okay.
Jodi's sassy today.
I know. I knew she was going to get sassy about this because of the conversation we had earlier.
I'm
I
over
wanna-
the receiving room. Like
I know you
I know
are.
there's like a lot of fans who are super high on this receiving room. I have not been for a really long time. Like I think that we have the best head coach in the league. I think we have the best quarterback in the league. I think we have the best tight end in the league. I think once Chris Jones gets here, we have the best at his position. I think we have all of those key things to be the best and to still be an elite team. Our receiver room is not.
I feel like they have the potential to be fantastic.
I think they really do too,
Potential.
and I think what we need to I think we just have to give it a chance. We have to give it a chance to see because
We
you're
don't
not
have
seeing.
choice.
We
Like,
didn't
have to.
see well, obviously, but like we didn't get to see Mahomes with those weapons in the preseason game because Andy's not going to show a freaking thing about that. But I'm like, you have Shane Buechele and Chris Coon, whatever, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, throwing to these guys.
Oh, is he still on?
You had. Yeah, I mean, barely.
Shocker, right?
Barely.
Like we didn't just cut him early. Really?
You had Blaine Gabbert on like 2 drives, so you're not seeing like the talent that we should see with these wide receivers right now. And I think even with the snaps they did play, they actually played really well. I really liked what I saw from Justin Ross, Richie James, Nico Remigio, which obviously he got hurt today, and that really sucks. And so did Justin Ross, but. What I saw from and that guy Crawford actually surprised me too.
I know
he came out
but
of
is
nowhere.
he making the roster?
No,
Probably
but
not.
I think there's some potential in our wide receiver room and the practice squad if we need. Actually, you know who had a nice game too is Cornell Powell, and not one person has talked about him, which I completely understand because I don't expect him to make the roster whatsoever, but Cornell Powell actually had a really nice game himself. So I feel like there is potential there. I'm really looking forward to the next preseason game, even though it's on the stupid Arizona field. We hate that grass, but whatever.
So, well, I'll get into it in a minute.
But I just think there's a ton of potential in our wide receiver room, and I'm really looking forward to see how they do with Mahomes and when we're actually running our full offense. And that won't be until the season starts, so you really can't say too much right now. But you have a healthy Travis Kelce, a healthy Noah Gray, wide receiver or
MVS.
I don't know, but yeah, then you have a healthy MVS, you have a healthy Sky Moore, you have a healthy Richie James, you have a healthy Rashee Rice. I think he's going to be a killer. He's sneaky, Rashee Rice. Like he's making some of these great contested catches in practice and during the game.
All day long, I'm on the Rashee Rice hype train.
I'm really not down on our wide receiver room. I understand it'd be nice to have a weapon. You're just like, okay, if we had DeAndre Hopkins, sure, yes, that would be fantastic, and he would do great here. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not down on them yet. I want to see what they can do, but it is frustrating because it is reliant on Patrick Mahomes making these players look great. Not to diminish their talent at all because they are very talented players, but Mahomes is going to have to elevate them. And if you gave me this receiving core, like I say, on another team, it's not going to be the same thing. But I'm fine with how our offense rolled last year, and I think it'll just be more of that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm completely fine with our wide receiver core right now.
Yeah, here's
my thing again mid-season, but right now I'm rolling with it.
Here's my thing with the wide receiver room. Like you said, Lexi, would I love to have a true number 1 wide receiver? Of course I would. It would be so much less stressful, less reliant on Patrick to make the big plays, etc. Right? However, when I look at what we had in the AFC Championship against the Bengals, and I look at what we have now, that is why I feel comfortable with what we have. And why I feel cautiously optimistic, because if we can do it with Marcus Kemp and a still kind of not feeling super great Sky Moore and MBS, and that's pretty much what we got, then I feel like we can do it with these guys who are much better than Marcus Kemp, last year's Sky Moore. And I do. I think we can do it with these guys. I would obviously love a number one wide receiver, but I think these guys have a lot of talents and they're a lot more diverse. And we've got some bigger guys this season too.
The thing is, though, Travis Kelce is that number one guy for us. Like, he is.
But I mean, like a true number one wide receiver.
I know, but like, I'm just saying with our offense, that's who we have right now, and he will be that guy. So I guess with him going into the season, I'm not worried. As long as he and Mahomes are good, we should be good. Yeah. But that's my thought on it.
I do.
But Jodi, I know Jodi has her opinion.
Yeah, my opinion is not
which is
changing.
fine.
I got to see week 1. Like, I know what this team is capable of because of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I know what this team is capable of because of our defense, which didn't look too great when they came out, but as the game continued to go on, they start to look a whole lot better. I don't put a lot on them right now just because it was the first preseason game and they're getting in their element. And I know a lot of people are really harsh on the defense because of what they saw. I wasn't. I pick and choose my battles to be upset about things. Defense, I wasn't upset about. So I know because of all of those key factors, this will be a good team. I'm not changing my opinion. Not until I see them 2 and 3 weeks consistently. I need to see this receiver room deliver the first 3 weeks. Like, sure. we don't have an easy schedule like the rest of the NFL. We go against some great defenses every single week for 21 weeks if we get to the Super Bowl. So I just want to see them deliver. And to be fair, I felt that same exact way last year, and sure. They got to where they got to, but now we have a whole different room of guys. So I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to be like,
that's totally valid.
Those dudes last year weren't even here this year, so
yeah, that's totally valid. You guys know me. I'm like the annoying, like super positive Chiefs fan after a horrific loss. Like, I'm just like, oh guys, but look at this and look at that. Like, I just have a hard time being that like. I'm not saying I'm not a realist. I'm just like an optimistic.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm very optimistic.
I'm wishing it into existence. Your feelings are 100% spot on. I'm just wishing it into existence.
I think that it's going to be a good season regardless. Like, we're still going to make it to the playoffs. We're still going to do all these great things. I also think that we might get somebody before the trade deadline. So
I could see that for sure.
I did last year. I could see that happening again this year, especially if the guys can't stay healthy those first few weeks.
Yeah,
it would totally be someone random that we're not expecting, like Kadarius Toney. I don't think like most people were expecting him, but it's going to be
at all.
It's going to be someone random, and we'll be like, okay, let's see how this goes. But
I treated him just like I've treated Richie James. I'm like, who the heck is that?
I would say
loved Richie James. They love him.
Listening to his press conference today, I kind of chuckled because I felt like he was very vanilla. Like, he didn't give anything. He was just like, Patrick is that guy. He's gonna come.
He was not.
Sure I'm good. And I'm like, that's what I like. I like somebody who's gonna come here and not be like just overly optimistic to the media and letting social media create whatever narrative or hype they want to about him. He was just very vanilla. You could tell he was about it. He's like, I'm just here to learn the book, do what Pat and Andy need me to do, take all the coaching that I can, and be the best player that I can be. And I was like, I like him.
I like that. Yeah,
I like him. So.
Yeah, he's funny with the media. He's been in the press a few times now, and every time he's just like, "Yep, yeah, I made that play. Yep, sure did." Yeah, I'm just like, "Okay,
I tracked the ball."
I tracked the ball. Yep, I did that.
Tracked the ball. Yeah,
but I feel like it may be because he feels like. I think it might be because he feels like he's gonna prove it too, just because people are like, "Who is this dude? Where did?"
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's this veteran who played for the Giants for all of these years and nothing, he didn't really get to build like the career.
He was on the Niners too, right?
Yeah, that he didn't get to really build the career that he wanted to there. So I feel like he knows he can make that right. Yeah. This is the chance. Like, he can go get that ring. Let's talk about the defense, because a lot of people were not happy with what they saw with the defense in the first. That game. You can definitely feel Chris Jones not being there in the first few minutes of the game.
But don't tell him that.
He knows it. He's seen it. He retweeted today Colin Saunders and them doing cartwheels against our game. So
oh yeah,
he has a good trolling effort happening. I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time talking about him today because I'm not talking about Chris Jones. I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
But there were some things we saw on the defense. I mean, we could talk about McDuffie face planting. We could talk about Justin Reed getting burned a few times. So, I mean, there's some things that we talk about this defense that a lot.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk defense.
Yeah. Defense did not look pretty.
No.
I'm not going to lie. However, he who must not be named makes a big difference for every position group. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. He who must not be named, because I am sick of it.
It's like Voldemort.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't say his name, okay?
I will say though, like I was because I've rewatched the game like probably 3 times now. So I was very happy with what I saw from like FAU. And that's mainly because everything I heard about Felix and Kemp was so quiet. Like,
yeah, he didn't have like a
buzz about him. But I remember I was texting in the group chat and I was like, who is that? And then I like
DJ Thompson. He looked good too, rushing on the edge. He was quick.
Because I'm blind, so I can't see. But when I got close to see, I was like, that's FAU. So I mean, it was really good to see him have like a whole bunch of flashes throughout this game. Like you can see he's finally the game's probably slowing down for him a little bit, not going so fast, and he really elevated throughout the progress of the game. So that was great.
Yeah,
and Drew I was happy with what I saw from Drew
too. Our ones just looked like, I don't want to say they were half, whatting it, but that's just kind of what they looked like. They kind of looked like they were just out there to get hit, like just to get reps and feel the hits that they're not getting during training camp. It didn't even look like they were making that big of an effort to actually stop plays. So I'm trying to take that with a grain of salt because I know our defense is better than that. I've seen them be better than that. So to me, I just think they were trying to get used to the speed of the game and the hits. Like that's all I was wanting to take it for, because our ones did not look like ones. They just kind of looked like they were there.
They were just there for vibes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were there. They were there so they don't get fined, right? Quote unquote. But
literally.
But yeah, I think the ones on defense, it was extremely lackluster, and I tweeted that, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're overreacting." I'm like, I'm not overreacting. I'm just
Twitter.
I'm not
overreacting. Mid-season form.
To know me is to know I'm going to be sarcastic with stuff, but like,
he's going to be sarcastic. I'm going to be very blunt.
Okay,
I'm going to clean it all up and make sure.
Chrissy's going to clean up our mess, but
I'm the mom. It's what I do.
Chiefs defense, right? But Chiefs defense, I mean, it was very lackluster from our ones, but also like they're not game planning for this. Like they're just not specific game planning.
They're not like their time on that.
They're not watching much film on them. Like no one really knows who they're going up against. It's like a bunch of strangers going up against each other. It's like a bunch of 1s and 2s, and then 2s and 3s, and then 3s and 4s, and it's just
and a lot of these
so
never even been on the field before.
Right, exactly. And they probably won't ever see a field again, like a lot of them. So it's just, it's just how it goes in preseason. It's fun to overreact just because people love to like get into it and be like, oh my God, like Chiefs season is over. We look terrible.
In the season.
Like,
oh
my God, it's preseason.
I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I fell asleep right before our last second interception, so I missed the worst part of the game.
Actually, okay, I want to say a name that I've been
channel to the Niners game.
I can't do this.
It's less than a minute. There's no way we can
win this
in a minute.
Yeah.
But I want to say a name I've been watching on our defense is and I'm probably going to butcher this, and I've been saying it for months now because I've heard he's been really good. I've like watched some of his film. I think he actually has been really good, but it's that
the bow guy?
No, Halisi.
Halisi.
Oh,
Halisi.
The really
with the interception.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember, like months ago, I said his name. I was like, watch out for this guy because he's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I've said that. And so to see him to come up with an interception, I was so proud. His awareness was so good on that play. Yeah, it was really good. So I'm really excited about him. I think he could be good. I think, like you said, Boy Doe from K-State, I think he could be good too.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, what's his name?
And then we did add two new players today too.
A linebacker in the corner
for Jodi Fortson on IR.
Yeah.
So this time with the Chiefs was fun. At least he's a champion.
Oh, Jodi's
Two-time
great.
champion, right?
It really sucks.
Yeah.
I'm really bummed on his injury.
Me too. He worked
I'm
so
really
hard,
bummed.
like trying to mold himself into what we needed, like either a wide receiver, then a tight end, then back to,
he'll get picked up from somewhere once he's healthy. I said earlier, I was like, dang, that means when he was in Florida last week, he was really out there getting a second opinion. And told him the same exact thing. So I'm like, dang, that sucks for him. But I will say, I'm very happy that if we're going to look that way, that we look that way against the Saints, just because we know the Saints, they have a great defense. They're going to have a really good defense this year. I have them winning the division. I've said that a few times. So, if we're going to get beat up on and get bullied by somebody, I'm glad that it's somebody that's actually a good team and not like the Cardinals. Oh, shoot, we played them this week. But someone like the Cardinals, you know what I mean? A team that we don't know how they're going to make it this season. But technically a lot of teams got beat up on this weekend, so I don't feel bad. Like the Niners got beat up on.
Preseason.
Exactly. It's just how preseason is.
I'm like, you gotta love preseason football, especially
like Mahomes was in for 4 snaps, and then they all went done. Mahomes isn't gonna.
Like, did he even throw the ball?
Barely.
It was like a screen pass. So,
get him out of there. And then I saw Travis Kelce under a pile. I was like, all right, get him out of there.
And when Patrick ran, like when he scrambled, I was like, nope, you stop it right there. This preseason, stop it. I was like, we don't need none of that. Slide right now.
Like it is August, okay?
For one, I could not believe he ran like that. I was like, you are unbelievable. He is such a freaking competitor. And I love it. I love it about him, but it annoys me because I'm like, you do not need to be running in freaking preseason game 1. Like, what are you doing? Chill out. And then I hated seeing Travis Kelce in on that quarterback or like Bell sneak, tight end sneak. Why are you in on that, Travis Kelce?
Why?
Ridiculous is what it was.
So that's my thoughts on them. But I love them. I love their competitive spirit, and they're so ready to go try to chase another Super Bowl. Those two, like, it's hilarious. Like, they are, but
But I do want to say this is supposed to be the year that hopefully Travis doesn't take as many snaps as he's been taking. He's supposed to get some relief so we can have him for another 3 or 4 years. So we'll see how this season actually plays out. Let's get into really quickly who are your players on the offense and the defense, your player of the game. I'm going to tell y'all now I don't have anybody for the offense.
Jodi's not happy with our offense.
No. I'll give my player of the game to the offense to Rashee Rice because you all know I'm a hype train. And he may not have caught a touchdown like Justin Ross and like Richie James. However, I thought he made a really nice contested catch on the sideline. And I thought that he had some tough catches that he had to make. And I thought he did a great job with it. So,
and he's tall and lean and got them long arms. Like, I know that
he kind of reminds me of MVS, like maybe a little like thicker MVS, maybe because they're kind of built similarly. But I think there's
kind of takes the Juju role, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think definitely the slot role. That's
and that's the boy can run routes like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Just from
I love him.
SMU tape, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I love him. Obviously, you guys know that.
We all do.
For defense.
I have a good one for defense, but go ahead.
The guy you mentioned.
You're gonna take it.
The guy
Khalif.
Halisi.
I don't know. We're gonna say it wrong.
Son of Dragons.
I'm gonna need. Okay.
Khalif,
if you're listening, I'm going to need you to tweet out how to say your name like Nico or Mihio did because I would love to say it correctly.
I'll give mine to him because I don't know.
Great. That's a perfect one. Okay, my offensive player of the game, it's predictable, but I'm going to give it to Justin Ross. I think we've all just been waiting to see how he's doing. He played on special teams. He broke through he was taking tackles, he was taking big hits, and then he was running really great routes. He was wide open a few times, and it's just, and it's funny because we're not watching Mahomes play quarterback and it's not the typical Chiefs offense, but he was still finding ways to get open, running fantastic routes, and just looked like everyone expected to see him look. And so I just thought that was really exciting. So very hyped on Justin Ross. Got his first touchdown in the NFL, so congrats to him for that because that's super exciting. And
He about broke Chiefs Twitter.
just
with
an
that
awesome.
touchdown.
I mean, really, like Twitter in general. Like, I
Ridiculous.
mean, even the national media was like Justin Ross score. Like, it was
I was
just
like, guys, calm down.
I mean,
I think, you know,
hype about.
he was so good on that Clemson offense that
Yeah.
I think people are just excited to see him do well. Like, you just want a guy like that to succeed no matter what team you're a fan of. So
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping whatever injury, because it's very vague what injury he has. I'm hoping he's okay, but because I really have big hopes for Justin Ross. So that is my offensive player of the game. Defensive, I'm actually going to give it to Danny Shelton. And he was just fun to watch. He's in the middle of our D-line.
He's everywhere.
Defensive
He's
tackle. He's a big
Awesome,
boy, but
right?
man, he can move. Like, he is out there.
He looks like he's in better shape.
He is. He's lost a ton
Definitely.
of weight, which is insane.
Which is insane because he's still
because they
huge.
still can't find a jersey
Like,
that fits him.
I mean,
thoughts-
does he want his
thoughts and
jersey?
prayers.
Is he purposely going down in size? Because it's giving he's going. It's on a crop top.
Thoughts and prayers to quarterbacks on the other end of that, because like defensive line is scary in general, but this dude is huge.
He will
Like, and
legitimately pancake someone. They will. Be
he is
snapped.
pancaking out there. He is, yeah. So I want to give that to Danny Shelton because I was not sure what to expect from him this preseason, and we needed someone to step up like that, and he did. Yeah, I mentioned Kikoa Crawford earlier a little bit. He was impressive too. So yeah, but yeah, Danny Shelton for me on defense. That was a fun one. And I want to give a little nod to real quick Nick Allegretti, who is backup offensive line.
For half our O-line.
Like half of our O-line, you're right. And he is he's one of my favorite like Chiefs players we have, just because he is such a team player. He will go and fill whatever role you need him to fill. And he just is such he's such good insurance to have on that O-line. Like, God forbid anything happens to anyone, I would trust Nick Allegretti to go out there and fulfill that role. So
Totally
just
agree.
a quick little nod to him.
Great shout out.
For me, my offensive player is, I figured I'd come up with one. I'm going to go ahead and say Richie James. Because
He had a great touchdown catch.
He did. He had a really good touchdown catch. And the only reason I'm trying to be positive about this receiver room, because I don't care what y'all say, I feel how I feel. He did look really good. And I will say what I've been trying to say is I think he's going to have a bigger role on this offense than a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are like, no, it's just going to be special teams and a certain gadget guy. No, I think he's going to have a lot bigger role than expected. Because if he's healthy enough, he's going to be on the field, especially because he knows how to run routes. He knows how to catch a deep ball. Those are the things that were his specialty when he was with the Giants.
Yeah, he was a big third down guy for the Giants.
Yeah.
Big third down guy.
Huge. Right.
He was like one of the best in the NFL last season, which is crazy.
And I was like, who? And then I would say Drew Tranquil. Oh, wait.
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of go both ways on
I like Drew.
Who I want to fill that role. I'm actually glad he took way more snaps than I was anticipating, because I know that this is a new team for him. Even though he's a veteran, he still needs to get in here and learn the scheme. I think he's going to make a huge impact on this team once he finally gets like settled and gets our scheme down and things like that. So I'm very high through this year.
Yeah, plus he's playing every linebacker position. He can play all three. So
exactly.
he needs those snaps to learn that scheme from all three positions on the linebacker core. So,
which, I mean, I will say, real question, do you keep Sheldon if he's healthy? Him and Ivy. I think you keep him, but I think he's just an option. I don't think he's like going to be your first. I think he's somebody you can rotate.
I'm like not even – Naughty is – He's fine for me for insurance, but he's not someone I want starting. And I would not. I'm fine if they compete for that role, because I've never been fully sold on Naughty. So
and that's why I'm like, they can be rotational pieces. I'm totally fine with that when you got to give your guy a break if they've been out there for so long. So yeah, but let's get into week 2 preseason. We go back to dreadful Arizona. We played there twice last year. The first game was awful. The second game was amazing. I mean, we won both. We won both times we went to Arizona, but I just mean the injuries and things like that. So I'm just going to jump in. I personally hope none of the starters play this game. I'm okay with none of them playing at all this game, just because their field is terrible. And we already have so many just tweaks and injuries and things like that. I don't want us to relive what we had to relive week 1 last year. So I don't care if they get reps this game. They don't have to. We can see them when they come back to Arrowhead, and Andy can play them the whole entire first quarter if he wants to. But I would prefer to not see any of them this week.
I know.
So here's my question. Hot take maybe. If we go to Arizona and that field is still in horrible shape, do we just say, you know what, we're good? We're going to fly back home and get some extra practice in. Do we just say no?
You mean
is that allowed? Can you forfeit that game and say, sorry, this field's in bad shape, we're not going to play?
I would be fine with that. It's just preseason. And I mean,
we could go back home and
they played the Broncos last weekend, right?
Yeah, and Sean Payton even said
Russell Wilson was in mid-season form. He was great.
Oh boy!
Well, but someone got hurt in that game, and then one of their players got hurt in training camp while they were at practice. So I mean, it's not like and yes, injuries happen everywhere. We've seen them happening all over the NFL right now, but that field is just horrible. So if they were to be like, nah, this was cute, we're gonna go, I would be fine with that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would not. I would be okay if they just decided not to go and be like, sorry, we're skipping
this one.
Actually, y'all come to Arrowhead.
Please.
Arrowhead, where we know how to take care of our grass.
I mean, honestly, I understand the Cardinals are like probably trying to the season, but like, my God, at least have some nice grass. Like, it already looked so terrible in that first preseason game against the Broncos. I'm not excited about our guys going there whatsoever.
Yeah,
me neither.
It's so funny how the Eagles players are still like trolling about that field.
Get
and, like,
over it.
We would have won and had the grass been better. Like, please shut up. But we're not a fan of the grass either. Like, I don't think anyone was, So
I mean, we lost our kicker and our corner.
Yeah, our starting corner.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with Trent McDuffie not getting hurt or whoever.
Completely fine with that. So if we don't play any starters this weekend, I'm totally fine with that.
I don't even want like the guys on the bubble, like of the twos. Like I don't want Justin Ross, if he'd play anyway. I don't want Justin Ross, Richie James,
and they might,
Rice.
Might not. He might actually sit out this game. I feel like
with the guys like that are trying to find jobs after they get cut from the team, let them go play. Yeah, let them go out there, but not the guys that are going to be on this team. Sorry, and that sounds mean, but sorry.
No, it's true. And I wanted to give a shout out quick to FAU, our first round draft pick. I actually think he did really good this first game. I'm really curious to see how he's going to continue to do, because he just didn't get a lot in OTAs and then mini camp because he was injured. So I just don't think we've heard a lot about him, but I'm excited to see hopefully more from him.
Yeah.
You just ignored me when I said that.
What?
No, I didn't ignore you. No, I wanted to chime in more on it because I didn't get a chance to. No, I didn't get a chance to chime in more on it earlier, so I wanted to just chime in on what you were saying. And I just I think he's going to be really good for us. And then did we give a nod to Chamari Connor at all?
No.
Because I wanted to give a little. He had a sack. He did fantastic. So
good game.
So I'm just excited to see more from those two as well, just because they were draft picks. And I don't know who we're going to see in Arizona because, like you guys, I mean, I don't know what approach they're going to take to it. Probably Andy Reid will be his old school self and just play who he needs to play. But if I had to guess, hopefully that doesn't result in any injuries.
I'm actually kind of glad that we aren't doing cuts this week.
Very.
I want to see a lot of these people. Nothing. I want to see a lot of these guys. I felt like something was touching me. That's why I jumped.
A ghost.
But I want to see a lot of these guys get more reps that really didn't get enough of them last week. So I'm actually pretty glad that, we're not doing cuts and that we have to, they'll play them a lot more these next 2 games. I will say, though, I think it's going to be important to pay attention to, like, what guys are out there and who they're out there with, because if certain guys have a less snap count, does that mean that they're secure? Or does that mean that Andy's like, all right, let's not waste any more snaps on this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's focus on, I feel like that can go either way. So that's what I'm really going to be paying attention to on Saturday, is who's really out there and who's running with, like, the 2s or the 3s or whatever it is, just to see how they mix and match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was interesting to look at the snap count from last week when I was like, okay, there was some guys that got way more than I had realized, and then some that didn't get as many as I thought they would. So actually Justin Ross took quite a bit of snap counts.
Yeah. But I think that's great, because
it's great.
A lot of people want to see him, and you said it earlier, like, it was great to see him go out there, get hit, get back up. Even on special teams, he was making tackles.
Yep, no.
I'm great.
So proud.
So we'll see. I mean, but like Chrissy said, if he doesn't play at all this week, I'm totally fine.
I know. And with his injury, I don't know what I'm curious to hear more details.
I want to know more about it, because it seemed pretty minor.
I want to say we haven't really touched on Justin Watson, who is a very controversial figure in Chiefs.
Watson.
I'm totally fine with him. I'm fine with him, and I totally think he is coaches love him. He's a guy that he stays healthy, right? He really doesn't battle many injuries. He's good on special teams. I know. Yeah. He's good on special teams. He's just a solid wide receiver 5, 6,
something.
Yeah, just in the middle. Chrissy's really high.
I meant to say 5. I don't know why. I said 3-6. I meant to say 5.
Totally.
I don't know what's happening at this point.
But I like Justin Watson. I think it's hilarious how much hate he gets on the internet right now. It's kind of weird.
So unwarranted.
I think it's because he's been here for so long, so people are just expecting more production.
One season.
Yeah, one season.
I mean, but that's longer than a lot of guys.
I think people I think
that's longer than a lot of guys on this roster.
But it's not like he ever made some huge mistake that cost the Chiefs a game. I don't know why. He's not a Dan Sorensen.
Never.
So why are people treating him like that? Get over it, Chiefs Kingdom. He's fine.
Because Chiefs fans need someone to Chiefs fans need a Daniel Sorensen to make their.
Dumb.
It's so
Stop
weird.
It. Grow up. Be nice.
Grow up.
He's not a Kyrie Shelton. And if any of you are Sporting Kansas City fans, you know what I mean by that. He is much better than a Kyrie Shelton. So y'all chill. You don't have to watch Kyrie Shelton. Y'all can chill. Okay. Sorry, Kyrie.
People get so high on rightfully so. Chiefs fans are
understand. Oh my God.
You lost me at soccer. I'm sorry.
Same. Yeah. I don't know soccer.
Guys, he's like a Daniel Sorensen, but paid more. Okay, that's Kyrie Shelton. Maybe work.
Gotcha.
Nasty work.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. So with Justin Watson, I think people just get really high on guys like Nico Remigio and stuff like that.
I can't wait next week to actually figure out who are the 7 receivers that are going to end up on this.
God,
Same.
Can't wait. I got a little teary-eyed talking about Shelton. Wow.
Wasn't expecting that. I mean, let's just get through week 2. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I really just don't even know what to expect from the game this weekend. I don't know who we're going to see play. I normally would be our starters are going to get more time. Whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to expect because of the field we're going to be on. And I think it kind of sucks that we have to play there. I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, stop sending us there.
Please, we just got back.
We only
went there twice last year and won each time.
Only twice.
And won each time.
Let's go win. Let's go win a game. Let's go win a football game. I'm down.
I'm not going to. I feel like I can't do a super deep. Sorry. So on my TV, I'm watching ESPN and they're doing fantasy football. They're doing their draft. And it looks like Isaiah Pacheco went at 76.
Oh, hey, good for him.
76.
No, that's round 8.
Wow.
Picked. That's it. No, good for the guy who picked him. He got him that late.
You're like,
congratulations.
That's
I
not
don't think what I was saying. I told Lexi yesterday, I was like, the first, what did I say to you yesterday when I was watching this? About
who the first pick is going to be?
No, it was about, it was the rankings of the receivers of the NFL. And the first receiver for the Chiefs was what was it, like 46?
Oh, God. Yeah, it was Sky Moore at like 46 or something insane.
Right, but then it was like 3, like Jackson Smith and Jigba was before him.
Oh, my God. It was crazy.
I was like, that's
it was
how everybody feels
pain.
about our receiver room.
Pain.
So much.
We're going to shock the world. They're going to make a movie out of this.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
I fully believe this team is going to get back to the AFC Championship game. I don't know who's going to be on the team. I don't know who Patrick's throwing the ball to besides Travis.
Listen.
Podcast.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid, they got us. We're gonna be back.
And this is why I say our running backs are gonna go off this season.
And look,
they're gonna go crazy this season.
Pacheco and McKinnon have us too.
I'm going to my happy place.
No, Pacheco and McKinnon have us too. We're good.
All right,
Pacheco and McKinnon are fantastic.
We got some things to talk about before we can wrap this show up. Let's get into the entertainment portion of this show. First of all, your queens, that would be us. We are super excited to announce that we have our first sponsor for Kingdom Queen.
Yeah.
Dog's
excited. Hey.
If you have never heard of, which you probably haven't because it's a brand new seltzer company, black-owned seltzer company in Kansas City, Ken Seltzer. First of all, delicious. The last time I was in Kansas City, I had the honor of meeting owner, creator, CEO, Joshua Lewis. And he gave me a lot of them. And if y'all love if y'all love seltzer, refreshing seltzer drink, it's so good. So just a couple of fun facts. This is the first Black-owned Ken Seltzer in the market of Kansas City, made with 100% real fruit. So you're not going to get all that other stuff that's added into it that you don't need in your body.
None of those fake flavors.
None of that. It's very clean. It's very good. Like, I told Lexi she's probably going to mix it with vodka. She's a vodka girl. I'm probably going to mix it with tequila. I'm a tequila
Wow,
girl.
just outing me on the podcast.
I mean, people know this about you. Chrissy, she's just going to drink it as it is because it's clean and refreshing. So it's very, very good. Super excited. So just so y'all know, we will have a lot of great things coming up with our sponsor this year. So lots of giveaways, whole lot of them. Like, they want to just give y'all seltzers. It's crazy. I'm like,
yes,
Jesus Christ. They're like, but we can just give cases away. And I'm like,
I'm so excited. We're gonna be doing.
You want to do it? Yeah. We want to do it for sure.
So if y'all are seltzer fans, get in on this because we're gonna be doing giveaways like weekly. So
seltzers, like if I'm gonna drink, like I'm not a big drinker, y'all know that. But if I'm gonna drink, a seltzer is what I go to. Perfect. Like that is my bread and butter. I don't do mixed drinks. I don't do any of that. I go straight for a seltzer.
And it's so good and clean and refreshing. They have like this pineapple. I can't remember which one it was I had. It was like a pineapple something. And I was just
I love pineapple.
It was so good.
I love it.
But we're going to be doing tons of giveaways. We're going to be doing pop-ups. We don't have a sample.
Not yet. I'm going to meet up. I'm going to be meeting up with him soon. I'll be meeting up with him soon.
Kansas City, I will have them to bring back to Texas. But tons of giveaways are coming up. We're doing tons of tailgate giveaways too. We're going to be doing something that says follow Ken Seltzer on all your social medias, follow Kingdom Queens on all your social medias, and then we'll do like some raffles and give things away. We're going to pull up to your tailgates all year long and hand out Ken Seltzer and merchandise. We're going to be giving away merchandise. Like, who doesn't want a shirt and a hat? I do. So we are super excited. We've been holding this news in for a while. We just wanted to make sure that we could get it right, and we got it right. So excited to partner with this brand. They are currently in 10 different locations in Kansas City. I do not know them off the top of my head. Every time I had it, though, it was at Brick House. So if y'all are in Kansas City, go to Brick House, go there and get it real good. But yes, we will have more details for y'all very, very soon. And we're so excited.
And we'll be posting about it. So be sure to go follow them.
We're going to post about it as soon as we get off of this podcast.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Follow them, follow us, make sure. You're gonna want the giveaways, trust me.
Yeah,
So.
right. Fridge is gonna be stocked.
Yes.
I can't wait. And then I would say the last announcement that we have is we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube.
Let's go.
Man, we haven't even been here a year. We have not been here a year. This is a huge accomplishment for us ladies. We are very happy. We cannot be more grateful for y'all. Y'all tap in with us every single week. Y'all are talking to us on social media. Y'all are in the comment section, and y'all are just motivating and inspiring us and pushing us every step of the way. So Kingdom Queens hits a year in like 3 or 4 weeks. Like 3
We're
weeks.
at 524 right now. Let's get to 600 before our 1 year anniversary.
Let's do it.
We're at 524.
1 year, we hit 500 subscribers. We got sponsors. It's like, woo! It's gonna be a good year. I can't wait.
Let's do it.
Super Bowl.
We're very excited.
So, couldn't be more proud to do this podcast with these two ladies. These are my favorite people in the whole entire world. So,
Same.
Queens podcast, the only all-female podcast in Chiefs Kingdom, and
yes,
tap in with us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, did I miss anything?
And who doesn't love talking Chiefs every week? Just tune in with us. We have a blast talking with you guys. Cannot wait for this season. It's going to be a blast. We have a lot of fun stuff planned and a lot of good stuff coming up. So I'm just excited to see what the future holds. And hopefully, I mean, obviously the Chiefs are going to make another run at the Super Bowl. So it's just so much fun covering this team right now and being a part of all of this. We've waited so many years for the Chiefs to be this good. And it's just like every year we can expect now that they're going to be amazing once again. So
we're so
just can't wait to keep doing this.
We're so hard on our team because we just have the expectation of greatness. That's it.
Exactly. That's
the thing is we expect greatness. We expect them to want to go all the way every single year. You know, from the three of us, we've all been fans for a majority of our lives, right? So you look at who we grew up watching and, you know, the teams that we had to watch and still try to be fans through everything. And now we finally have this, and it just feels so good.
We're gonna enjoy every moment,
every minute, because you know what?
Second.
Growing up watching Chiefs games, we would watch and expect them to lose for the most part.
Yes.
Like they won, it was a miracle. So this era we're in now, we do have high expectations, but it's for a good reason. Like we deserve this team right now. So I'm so excited.
I remember we'd get to the playoffs, you guys. Like randomly we'd get to the playoffs and I'm like, well, we're not gonna win, so like I don't know how we got here. What was the point? We're just gonna lose. Like that is how it used to be. There used to be this talk of this curse, but now we have Patrick Curse Breaker Mahomes. You know,
I used to watch and I was just like, God dang, it's like the freaking Patriots every year in the it's just
oh my God.
This just was so annoying.
People hate us now. Like I hated the Patriots.
Same, and I understand. And I love it.
I will never get past 5-5 offsides. I am tainted.
Oh God, don't even.
I am tainted by that. Get D Ford off of this. Sorry,
D Ford. Why? Why are we talking about D Ford?
I know. I'm just sorry.
But like, no, I've looked back at Facebook posts from like my memories. And it's like the things that I was trying to be positive about. It's like, oh, you know, our wide receiver almost caught a touchdown this game. Like, oh, look, we lost to them only by 10. Like, that's literally what my post, because I'm not positive, annoying person, right? So it was just like, oh, like here's the positive.
Here we go.
Dwayne got a touchdown, but it got called back off a penalty. They couldn't just give it to us.
That's fine. Yeah,
that would have been our first wide receiver touchdown in that whole season.
I
it's just crazy.
Forget that 2003 year where we won like 11 straight and then did nothing.
Nothing.
That was awful.
And we all knew it was coming to an end. Like we won 11 straight, and we're like, well, it was a good run.
That was fun.
And then we all remember 2012. That was pain. So there's been a lot of pain.
2012 was so much pain.
There's been a lot of pain, but we're living the joy right now. And I'm I'm gonna enjoy every Fringle
minute of it.
every Fringle minute. There you go.
I like
I'm just
that.
end with that.
I'm like,
Every
thanks
single
for
minute.
Washington Redskins. God, that's not who they are. Anyway, well,
Oh my God.
that was our announcement. We wanted to send the thank yous. We will be back next week to talk preseason week 2. We play Saturday this week
We do at 7:00.
7 p.m.
Yep.
Can't wait.
I'm happy with that.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I've got 5 soccer games on Saturday.
Oh yeah, you're.
I'm
yeah.
good with the 7:00 game. I can just skip
sure.
nothing. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be
great.
a good one. And I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna come home to Kansas City or not. We'll see.
Come hang. Come hang.
We got y'all. Thanks for tapping in.
All right, we will see you guys next week. Until next time, your queens have spoken.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.